we were both sharing how we were feeling nervous about the move, and she has settled in now and feels really happy and confident about it. So her good energy, I think, just rubbed off on me, and it made me feel really good. And like, at least I know one person in the neighborhood. I'm your host, Maggie Schneider, and welcome to the Slow Living Era podcast. This is a podcast for women navigating big life changes, moving, motherhood, and building a life that actually feels good to live without the hustle. Real life, slower living, and figuring it out as we go. All right, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the podcast. So today we're going to talk about this feeling of anticipatory loneliness that happens when you are moving. I was not prepared for it, and it was an overwhelming feeling. So I have been almost grieving this feeling, like leaving home and missing people before I've even left. I'm still in Maryland as I'm recording this. We're not leaving for another couple of weeks. And this feeling has become overwhelming. So a few things that I think have triggered this. And before I start talking about that, I will say anticipatory loneliness. I had to Google it. It is actually a term that people use. It's this feeling of like, I'm not lonely yet, but I know that I'm going to be lonely. And yeah, like I said, this has kind of overwhelmed me the last couple of weeks. Up until then, it was just all excitement of like, we're going to get a new house, like planning all of the fun things we want to do in the house. It's very much a builder grade house right now. So like just thinking about all of the updates, thinking about our lifestyle shift that's going to happen. Like we're going to be able to spend more time outside year round, things that we haven't been able to do in Maryland. We're going to be so close to the beach. It's like right down the street. So all of these things have been the excitement, and we've been focusing on like the happy parts of it. My husband probably still is. I don't think he's experiencing this the same way that I am. But yeah, it's really starting to hit me that like we are not going to see these people that we are so used to seeing every single day or, every week, whatever the cadence is. And it is a little scary, to be honest. So a few things that I think really brought this on and triggered me starting to feel this way. Number one is my best friend. She's been my best friend for over 20 years now, since the beginning of high school. She just had her second baby. Her first baby and my last baby, my third baby, are like a couple weeks apart. So it was really fun to go through that pregnancy journey together. She lives right down the street from me, like less than a mile away, really. And yeah, she's just my best friend. Our relationship has ebbed and flowed over the years of just like living in different places and not seeing each other as often. But yeah, it's like, I feel like I just got her here to like live down the street from me, and now I'm leaving and I feel horrible about it. She doesn't, she has never expressed anything of like, don't do it or anything like that. But I just feel like I'm not going to be there for her. And she's always been there for me, and it's hard. So anyway, she just had, like I said, her second baby. She had a really great experience with it. I was so anxious like the day or two that she was in labor, because like, you don't want to like be texting them too much, or, I was texting her husband, texting her mom, who were there at the hospital with her. And, I was just so anxious and excited. And that's like, it really started to hit me of like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to like snuggle this baby only for like another couple of weeks, and then we're leaving. It's just making me really sad. And I'm such a sap. If you know me, I cry at everything. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm angry. I cry in church. I cry on walks. Like, I cry a lot. And even though I'm a nurse and I have literally witnessed people die, I have witnessed people take their last breath, I have witnessed so many births, working on a postpartum floor at a hospital. I've witnessed it all, and I cry all the time. I am just, even as a nurse, I cannot keep it together. I don't think my patients ever minded that. I obviously am not like stealing their thunder or anything like that, but I'm just a crier. So when I saw my friend after she had her baby, I just like immediately started bawling, hugged her, and I was just like, I can't believe I'm leaving. I cannot believe I'm leaving this, and I'm going to miss just seeing her become a mom to 2 kids. I mean, it's beautiful and heartbreaking for me that I'm going to miss it. It's hard. Another thing that triggered it last night, we go to mass typically on Saturday nights. Is just easier for our family and schedule versus like trying to rush the kids out the door in the morning on Sundays. So we went to mass last night. It was our priest's 25th anniversary of him being ordained. So it was a beautiful mass. They had like beautiful singing. He gave a beautiful homily. someone else gave a speech about him. Like, it was so moving. He's only been here, I think, less than 2 years, maybe, in our parish. But it was just like such a monumental moment for him. So it was really cool that we got to be a part of that. And of course, just the mass, the singing always gets me. They have the best choir director. She has a beautiful voice, and they always do like a modern song at the end of the Eucharist. And yeah, I just started bawling. By the way, I'm sitting next to my friend and her husband, and I'm holding their new baby, and I'm just looking at her like, oh my gosh, this precious angel. Ugh, it was beautiful. Plus, it was Mother's Day, so they had a little blessing for us and all the moms. That we all stood up and did that, and it was just, yeah, a beautiful mass. And that's another thing, is like, you don't think of like all of those more secondary people in your life that you're going to miss. Like, this church I've been loving going there. My husband and I both got confirmed there. We just had a couple weeks ago, even just had our marriage blessed there. For those of you who don't know too, I grew up Protestant, and then I just recently became Catholic in 2023. That's a story for another day, but it's a good story. And yeah, so this church has like been a nice community for us. And speaking of my friend, so my friend and I obviously grew up together for the last 20 years. So her family is really my family. Actually, we're staying at her mom's house when we move out of our house here in Maryland, in that like 2 or 3 week gap until our house is ready in Florida. So yeah, her family is like family to me, and we always like run into each other at mass. And I was just thinking, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be first of all, I'm going to have to find a new church that I like. Like, that's not always easy to do. During a quick Google search, there are several Catholic churches near our new house, but it's like, which one am I going to like? We have to test them out. Like, are the times going to be right? Is the priest going to be, good? Not that that is why you go to mass, but it still helps to like have an engaging person to listen to. And just, oh yeah, all of that. So it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to run into these people that I'm so used to seeing at mass every single Saturday or Sunday. So yeah, just those little like everyday things. And then not to mention like going to the grocery store. Every time I go to the grocery store, the deli lady knows me. She gives our kids like a sample of ham or turkey, whatever we're getting that day. They see my kids shoving donuts in their mouth in the grocery cart so that I can get through my shopping. And I'm like, no, we're going to pay for it. We're going to pay for the donuts. Don't worry. Um, there's just all these little people like going, even just running into like neighbors, running into, oh my gosh, my neighbor down the street just came over a week or two ago to drop off some hand-me-downs for my son. Her kids are a little bit older. I think they're like, I don't know, 10 and 15 or something like that. And she has been giving us hand-me-downs for the last like 3 years. I haven't had to really buy clothes for my oldest son because he's getting all these hand-me-downs, like nice shoes, great jackets, like everything you need. And so she came by like a week or two ago, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is probably the last like haul I'm going to be able to give to you. And I was like, I'm so sad about that. Like, it has been such a blessing to get that from her. And she, I haven't done anything for her in return. She's just a very nice person and very generous. And I'm so grateful for her. And so it's like, yeah, I'm not going to see those kind of people in my life on a regular basis. And I know it's like, I'm trying to like kind of reframe my thoughts of like, we will meet new people. We will get into a new rhythm. We will get into a new routine. And it might not look exactly the same as it has looked here, but hopefully we have those skills now of knowing how to, be a villager, make friends, exchange contact information, whatever. And so we can take those skills and kind of hopefully develop a new community in Florida. If you're in your own relocation era, or honestly just trying to make your home function better with kids, I'm right there with you. I've been gathering all my favorite finds into one place. Everything from moving essentials to home stuff to kid-related things and activities that actually make life easier. I'll link my Amazon storefront in the show notes. When you use my link, I get a small commission at no cost to you, so thank you for supporting my small business. Lately, I've been leaning on anything that makes life feel simpler, and HelloFresh has definitely been one of those things. It just takes dinner off my plate, literally and mentally. You get a special discount when you use my link, so make sure to check the show notes if you want to try it too. So what this has taught me is just I've been slowing down as much as possible whenever those thoughts kind of cross my mind of the negativity. Not that it's super negative, but just feeling sad or feeling, remorseful or lonely, that grieving almost that I'm leaving these people. I'm just trying to slow down and like appreciate the time that I do have left with them. And it's not goodbye forever, right? Like people are going to come visit. My brother's still up here. I still have some friends and family up here. So like, it's not like we're never going to come back to Maryland. It's just not going to look the same. Obviously, it's going to be a trip and, a more condensed time of seeing each other. But that doesn't mean that the relationships are going away. Like they're just adapting and changing. So I'm trying to really focus on that side of it and just giving myself some grace, allowing myself to feel that way, but also just telling myself that it's going to be okay. The biggest thing that has helped me is I just got back from going to Florida a couple days ago. I was there for about 4 nights. I stayed at my mother-in-law's house, but it was great because I got to see my house. I hadn't seen it before. My husband had seen a model house version of it, but I got to see it a lot. They really made so much progress in the 3 days between the 3 days that I saw the house. Like when I first went, there were no lights, no paint, the trim was missing, no appliances. There was no landscaping. And then by the time I left, all of that was done. So really seeing that the house like really come to life. It's like, it's not just bare bones anymore. It is a fully functional, livable house. And in just a few weeks, it's going to be ours. So that helped a lot, being able to see the house. To be honest, and maybe this is a story for another day too, but to be honest, when I walked into that house for the first time, I was like nervous. I had this like, it wasn't a bad feeling. It was just like, oh my gosh, is this the right thing? Like, is this the right house? There's no turning back now. We already paid the deposit. We already sold our house. Like, this is our house. And it was just this like a little bit of panic almost. And coming back the second and third day to see the house really helped me a lot because I was like, okay, the lights are on now. I could see the floors, right? All of these little details. I was like, okay, I'm feeling much better about it. And then the biggest thing that helped actually is I met our neighbor. So I shared it on my Instagram stories the day that I met her, we exchanged numbers. She sent me the sweetest message after meeting. She said, it's such an answered prayer. We have so many similarities. So she has 4 kids. I have 3. They're all around the same ages. She's Catholic. She was telling me about the Catholic church she goes to down the street. She just moved from a different part of Florida. So she didn't move from far away, but she obviously moved and is adapting to this new area. And and she's a nurse. So funny. She's a stay-at-home mom right now, but her background is in nursing. And so just all of these similarities it was just too funny. It's like, yeah, God works his ways. He knows what he's doing. And I think we were both sharing how we were feeling nervous about the move, and she has settled in now and feels really happy and confident about it. So her good energy, I think, just rubbed off on me, and it made me feel really good. And like, at least I know one person in the neighborhood, and she's someone who is very similar to me. So that really helps a lot. Actually, she's been so helpful because I had some questions about the house after I left, and I was like, can you run inside and take a picture of my laundry room? Like, I just want to see where the hookups are because I want to add some cabinets, blah, blah, blah. And she did that for me. And just like, she's been so helpful and just like giving me advice and helping answer the questions that I have about the community in the house. And obviously she's moved into her house already. So she has gone through the full process and was able to kind of tell me what to expect with the next phase of like the building and closing on the house. So that has been such a gift. I'm very grateful for her, and just that God put her in our life and made us neighbors. Like, what are the chances that us 2 people out of all, I don't know, it's probably 200 houses in the community, like that they put us right next to each other. I think that's really cool. So the overall point of this episode is I just want you all, if you're going through a change, whether it is a big move, maybe you're making a career pivot, maybe you're grieving a loss too, like those feelings are valid. You're allowed to want to change something about your life and still grieve what you're leaving behind. And that's the phase that I am in right now. It's kind of weird to have both of those feelings occurring at the same time. But if you're a mom listening to this, you probably know like the 2 feelings that happen all the time. Like as a mom, you sometimes grieve your old life, and especially as a new mom, I'm kind of over that now. But I remember after having my son, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't just like go to the grocery store on a whim or just go out of my house on a whim. because I have this baby I need to take care of. He needs to come with me. I need to prepare for him to leave the house, all of these things. So just reminded me of that transition into motherhood of like, yeah, you can feel so grateful and so happy that you have this new baby and still kind of miss your life prior to it. I think that's completely normal. It's valid. It doesn't make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're making a mistake in the transition that you're decided to go through. And that's the way I'm feeling about this move. It's like, I feel in my gut that this is the right move for us. Like I said before, worst case scenario, we move back. But I truly feel like this is the right move for our family. I think we're going to be really, really happy there. And it's okay to feel a little bit sad about leaving. I think that is completely normal. And if you are feeling those two feelings, you are not alone by any means. I think this season has taught me that feeling emotional about leaving doesn't mean I'm making the wrong choice. It means that this life really mattered to me. It's still a part of my life and it will continue to be. It is just a phase of life that we're going through. So where I think a lot of people might get hung up, and after talking to a lot of you in my DMs on Instagram who are considering moving, but you're kind of going through that same, maybe not grieving yet, but you're having those same thoughts of like, am I going to miss my family too much? Will I be able to find a school that we like for my kids? All of these little details. It's great. It's so good to think those things through, but you don't want to hyperfixate to the point of like you are not moving in any direction. You're just feeling stuck. If you are happy where you are, stay where you are. That's great. But if you have this feeling of wanting something different, it's okay to go through those thoughts and just make a move, knowing that it's not going to feel 100% perfect. And I really lean into God and I pray about things when I'm going through these transitions to like give me a sign, give me a feeling that this is the right move. And it usually ends up well, that I have that good feeling of knowing that this is the right move for us. So if you've ever felt this during a move or a big life transition, I'd love to hear from you. If this episode resonated with you, please make sure you're following the podcast for future episodes. Just hit subscribe or follow in your podcast app, whether on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And we will catch you in the next episode. Thank you.